Hello and welcome to this exclusive tour of the new generation MINI Countryman. I'm Amanda Stretton and I'm joined today by the lovely Johnny Smith, and we are coming to you from a secret location but live in London. And tonight we're going to be putting you in the driving seat of this new MINI, all from the comfort of your own home. Now if you're on a phone, remember, tilt it sideways, because that way you're going to get the best viewing experience.
Now, it's not available until 2024, but you lucky people are going to get an exclusive first look right now. But of course, this is not going to be a normal broadcast because this is MINI. So buckle up and let's take a really close look at an exciting virtual tour around the new Countryman.
That's right, but please don't get too comfortable because we want you to get involved and really get to meet the new MINI properly. All you've got to do is vote on where we go next, and then you can leave the rest to us.
Well, that's not all though, actually, because those of you who are listening closely can win a special prize. How do you fancy having one of these on a free test drive for a weekend and £150 worth of MINI merchandise? Well, the answer is going to be in this broadcast. So to enter, all you have to do is click the link in the chat, and then to enter the competition, we will draw one of the winners at random. That's assuming you've got the right answer. And the competition closes at midnight tonight, so please don't hang about.
And a quick reminder, if you've got any questions throughout the broadcast, you can also send them in via the chat as well. We're going to do our best to answer them at the end. We've also got an amazing team who are working away behind the scenes, and they're going to try and help out as well. So please don't be shy and ask away. Now, I think we have done enough explaining to you what's going to happen. Are you ready to meet the new car?
Yes, I am.
Right, let's go. Okay, so here we have it. This is the new MINI Countryman that we're looking at here, and this is the SE Sport EV model. Now, it's one of several models available, and the first thing, it's big.
It's really quite big, yes.
It is. In fact, this is the biggest MINI ever, which I have to say, just standing next to it, you really begin to appreciate. I mean, I'm 5'7", and this is well up to my eye line. But one thing it does have, it has this really assured presence, which is in part down to entirely new exterior styling.
Yeah, that's right. MINI have reimagined their design philosophy, and it's all about charismatic simplicity, actually. If you come around with me for a start, let's look at that shoulder line that goes all the way down the car under the windows. This is a bold car. It's actually pretty imposing for a MINI, and I'm definitely getting an athletic kind of SUV vibe from it. This face here, it's totally new, but it's still got distinctive MINI features like these revised headlights, which we'll talk about a bit later. What do you think at home though? Let us know in the comments, we'd love to know.
Absolutely, there are still so many iconic MINI flourishes all over the car, and Johnny, as you say, that face is definitely one of them. The lights are another. They're really cool, but I want to move down to the other end of the car a little bit and show off another really special bit. Now, as you look down the side of the car, that bold new face really gives way to these super sleek lines, and I love the way that the window line subtly gets smaller here, because it really makes the car look like it's shooting past at speed even when it's just parked in front of me. You've also got a whole new selection of alloys that are available, ranging from 17-inch to 20. We've got 20s on at the moment, and it really depends on what kind of profile you want.
Okay, come on then, Amanda. Tell me what you've got to show me with these new light clusters then.
Right, okay, I know what you're thinking. You're just thinking, yeah, it's got the classic MINI lights with the Union Jack at the back. And you're right, it is very cool. But this one comes with a little bit of a twist, because you can actually set them to different modes, which create different light shapes. Now you've got classic, favoured, and John Cooper Works modes.
Right, so 3 different types of configurated rear light cluster. I feel like a poll coming on. Why don't we ask you at home, which would you like to see first? Let us know right now in the chat. Poll time.
Right, so it's time for you guys to get voting. And whilst they do that, Johnny, I think it's time that we talk about paint colours, don't you?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, right, so you've got Nanook White and Midnight Black, which are available across all of the trims. There's Smoky Green, which is only available on exclusive Sport and John Cooper Works. Here we've actually got Midnight Black with a red contrast roof, and this is the John Cooper Works trim that we're looking at right here. There's the additional option of Legend Grey for the Sport and John Cooper Works editions as well.
I do like a black car.
Do you?
However,
It shows up
Amanda,
the dirt.
It does.
It does, yeah.
However, I'm a bit of a smoky green guy, I think.
Traditional.
Traditional, maybe, yes.
Well, that
Yes.
would be my choice. Okay, so the results are in. You've gone for John Cooper Works.
Okay.
Right, now it's a very nice choice. I'm going to jump inside. Johnny, you look at the back of the car. And the
Gonna take
studio
a lead.
crew have actually told me they're going to dim the lights here so that you can actually see what this looks like.
Oh, nice. Okay, so
So,
I've got the pixel. Oh, right. Okay, so it's changed.
right, here we go.
So I've got the digital sort of pixelated rendition of Union Jack, and now you're going to change it to something else.
I am. Of course, now this is the moment that the car has decided to reboot itself. So we have a please wait. It's coming. You're just going to have to bear with me. Here we go.
I like I've always liked the Union Jack signature though. It does work really, really well.
Well, it's lucky that you like that.
Because it's in my face.
Isn't it wonderful when technology fails on you? But not to worry. There we go. Oh, here we go. Right, we've got it coming now. Bear with me.
So we've got
It
goes from this to two other options, to classic and then
Right.
John Cooper Works, which is what the voters have voted. So,
John Cooper Works.
so this is John Cooper Works.
That is John Cooper
Oh,
Works.
okay, like a pair of hockey sticks. That's cool.
And do you know what? Whilst I'm here, I might as well show you favoured.
Yes. Okay, so all right, nice. Okay, so you can just scroll through each of those.
Yeah, exactly. So there's favoured now, and then there's classic again, which has got the Union Jack on it.
See, it's a little touch, but it's these little customisable touches that I really appreciate, because I remember back to when Mini rebooted at the early part of the 2000s. It's one of the first car companies which had so many different types of configurations. It really was. It really changed the game.
Do you know, when I was looking at you, waiting for it to reboot inside, looking at your reflection in the red light, it looked like a scene from Goodfellas, the movie. Do you remember that?
I do. What's
Yeah,
you're
quite
saying?
sinister.
Sinister, right.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
okay. So, well, I try not to look sinister. Before we talk about sinister things, we should talk about electric, because this is the first Countryman to be offered in a full EV version. That's pretty game-changing.
It has, and it's actually got some pretty serious EV credentials along with it too. Up to 287 miles on a single charge, and that's enough to get you around some pretty serious road tripping, I think. And to be as efficient as possible when you're doing so, don't forget you should switch it to green mode too.
So this is the SE All 4 edition, which is the highest ranking electric version. It's got over 300 horsepower and obviously twin electric motors to make it all four-wheel drive. There's a 65 kilowatt hour battery pack, and that sits down low in the car, so low centre of gravity, promises to sort of give it that go-kart feeling which you're familiar with if you're a Mini driver. Charging wise, you've got a Mini partnership with PodPoint should you want to fit a charger at your own home, and for public rapid charging, which it'll do up to 130 kilowatts, which is 10 to 80% in 29 minutes. All the standard equipment that you need for that comes with the car.
It's also really easy to find and plot your route to a charging point as well, because the closest one is only ever a tap away. You can find it through the Mini app, and then you can send it directly to your Mini's navigation system.
So no need to sacrifice power or driving feel with an electric car. It can still feel fun to drive, and you can have all of the practicality that you want.
Right, now I don't know about you, but I can't wait to actually get inside this car and just see how big it is. Should we open the boot?
I think we should. I'm glad you said that. So, boot time. It's the biggest Mini, so it has the biggest boot.
Now you can also open it, can't you, by waving your foot underneath with comfort access?
Yeah, if I had arms full of stuff, I could wave my foot and it would go up. Now, actually, talking of the hatchback, it doesn't hit me in the face, which is really good. I'm a tall person and this clears my forehead, so I like that.
Absolutely, but let's talk some numbers here, because as we were saying, the car is big. It's actually 13 centimetres longer and 6 centimetres taller than the previous generation. And there really is nowhere that you notice that more than inside the boot, because it is quite simply massive.
Well, it's 25% bigger, actually, than the outgoing car, which is quite a significant jump. But the real party piece is when I go around here and I play with the seats.
Right, so let's get those seats down, because there are actually 3 combinations that you can use. It's really easy to get them down, as we are demonstrating with my gorgeous assistant here.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
As Johnny was saying, 460 litres when the seats are up. That's enough for a really good road trip. Very sensible dog, weekends away, not a problem. And then voila, when all of the seats are down, you get a whopping 1,450 litres of space opening up before you.
Literage is all well and good, but I want to know what you can fit in it in the real world. Right, okay, so let's get involved. Let's get you guys involved with a poll. What should we put in the boot? We've got plants, we've got suitcases and hold-alls, we've got some storage crates. It's over to you. You decide.
Now, that is exactly what this car is all about, isn't it? Because it caters for everybody. If you're the adventurous type or not, you want to get out, you want to explore, well then you've got loads of space in there. But however, if you want to just nip around, or you're just driving locally with friends and family, well, it still retains that classic Mini feeling as well. It's the perfect option for adventure seekers, for people with growing families, or those, like me, who just need a lot of space when they are travelling.
Yeah, so the Mini might have grown, but it's still very nimble, it's comfortable in the city, it's good for road trips, and there's lots of technology inside to help you do things like parking. We'll do more on that later, but now let's crack on. What's the poll telling us?
Now, I thought, my green shirt, I thought everybody was going to go for plants, but they haven't. They've gone for luggage.
Right.
So you better start loading up.
Okay.
And let me know how you're going to get on.
So I've got some mini suitcases here. I'm not afraid to use them. So I'm going to load. No, they're not, luckily.
I'm leaving.
No, I'm really strong. They're actually really heavy.
I'm leaving this to you. I'm just going to stand here nonchalantly. You've got a bit of a thing about loading suitcases, haven't you?
Yeah, I do actually. By the way, there's a false floor under here, so all the charging stuff is under there, and the non-electric version has a bigger space under there. So, yeah, look, I've got a bit of a thing about loading boots. I'm very methodical, very Tetris-like. It's a dad thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a sad dad thing.
I mean, that is a lot of suitcases, I have to say, and I'm not quite sure why anybody would need quite that many when they go away, but you never know, maybe you're actually taking one of your kids off to university.
This is you for 36 hours, Amanda.
Absolutely. So, it's going to take you all day. I'm glad you haven't asked me for a hand.
So there we go, look, and actually, do you know what? What the hell? Just for good measure.
You're going to stick a few plants
I'm not going to kill it, I'm just going to gently put it in. There you go. Just a little bonus. And there she goes. Right, so I've got to remind you at this point about the competition. Everything fits really well. Before we head inside and have a look, she's already gone in there, Amanda's already gone in. It's competition time, okay. So we asked earlier a question, all right? If you want to have one of these to borrow for the weekend and £150 worth of Mini merchandise, you need to answer this question. The question is, what is the name of the white Mini paint colour? If you know the answer, Amanda did say it earlier, click the link in the chat to enter, and you'll be picked at midnight if you've answered it correctly. In the meantime, I am going to go in because I think the cabin is my favourite part of the new Countryman.
Well, I think it is absolutely wonderful. I'm already in here, and as you can see, I've made myself quite comfortable indeed. But I want to know, tell me, what do you think of the interior at home? Please do leave a comment in the chats. But right, I'm sitting in here now. The first thing I notice is just how spacious the car is. It really is lovely. And of course, it's really helped by getting so much light in through the sunroof up here. The steering wheel, I have to say, I love this. It's always the first thing you touch, isn't it, when you get inside a car? We've got a two-spoke wheel here, but we've got this really funky sort of fabric strap down the bottom. I've not seen that before, have you?
I didn't notice it at first. It's neat.
No,
it's very neat.
It's really neat. The left control panel here, this is where I can activate all of the driver assistance systems, and the entertainment and communication all happens on the right.
So that minimalistic design that we talked about on the exterior, it's actually even more apparent, I think, on the inside here. And the thing that you really notice is this callback to the original Minis all through the years with a huge circular binnacle instrument cluster, very uncluttered. We're going to talk more about that in a second. But that's the thing that draws your eye straight in.
It does. The other thing that I love is the new knitted dash. Now, not only does it frame that sensational screen so nicely, it's a real visual sign of the big changes that have been happening at Mini. This interior is home to so many new features and new innovative materials, from the knit that uses recycled yarns, and then there are these gorgeous vegan leather substitute seats as well.
Everything feels very well put together, which has always been a bit of a Mini thing inside. From the upholstery here to the buttons there, look, real physical buttons just there. Yeah, I like to fiddle. I do like to have a fiddle, a toggle switch fiddle. I can't hold back anymore. It's time to talk about this screen, all right? This is the focal point of the new Countryman cabin.
It is. It's actually...
Talk to me, Amanda. Talk to me.
Do you know, it's a world first. Nobody has ever done a fully circular OLED touch display in a car before, and it really is the beating heart of the car because you can control all of the driving dynamics, the entertainment, navigation, connectivity, you name it, all at your fingertips.
I didn't know that. I did not know that at all. One of the biggest changes actually to this new operating system is that it now includes 7 experience modes with an extra 8th mode exclusive to MINI Countryman. So essentially, you can create 8 unique worlds inside your car with a simple tap.
Can you name them?
Well, luckily I've got them in front of me, Amanda, on a card, and these are the modes: vivid, balance, timeless, core, green, personal, and go-kart.
There's one more. There's one more that's unique to Countryman.
Yes, trail. Trail. Okay, and each of these brings a completely different vibe to the interior. There's even these little kind of projectors which change the mood, the lighting across this knitted dash. Balance, for example, sets the entire cabin to be as calming as possible, whereas Vivid energises you by dialing all the colours right up. Timeless makes the display look like an original Mini for you vintage lovers out there.
And then there's the ones like Go-Kart, Trail and Green that actually change the driving dynamics as well.
Yes, yeah, I like that because I think we should definitely let you at home decide, in fact, which of these we should take a deeper dive into. Should it be green, balance mode or Go-Kart mode? Tell us now.
Right, so the poll is on, but I think it's quite nice to just toggle through them, isn't it?
You play with the switches.
I know, but what's your favourite?
Well, I like the fact there's a physical volume button.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that you've the power to turn the car on. You turn it like a key.
Yeah.
I think that's really, it welcomes you, Amanda.
I know, it's got my name on it as well.
And the fact that you can toggle it with a physical button as well as doing it on the touchscreen, it gives you the options, which I like.
Exactly. So core is like the standard one.
Yeah, that's your kind of default setting.
Right, so we've got Go-Kart, Green or Balance, and I think the polls are in.
Yes, I've just heard it.
I'm so happy. Well done, everybody. It is Go-Kart. Right, look at this. Oh, I need to find it. There we go. Going the wrong way.
So it's gonna...
There.
Right, so it'll...
What happens? It woohoo! As if we weren't excited enough.
So it gives you this sort of like audio moniker and then it totally transforms the whole display. It is a massive display.
It is, and already it feels a lot more dynamic in here. The ambient lighting has changed, the speedometer, obviously it's got that new, really sporty look. And if we were going to take it out on a spin now, the throttle response of the accelerator pedal would be optimized for driving, for optodynamic driving as well. It's really cool.
Yep, I like that a lot. So if we were going for green mode, you'd make it, it would all be a bit more, it'd be a calmer car to drive, less power, more economy.
Exactly. Okay, so let's get into the new operating system now, which comes with a new animated mascot as your personal assistant. And you can even use your voice. Hey Minnie, take me to Silverstone. Look at that, this little character comes up.
Okay, our next destination is Silverstone Toaster.
Oh, well, there we go.
That's really
Little
cool, isn't
spike.
it?
That's cool. So you can also link this up to your smartphone for access to things like your playlists and podcasts, which is all very crucial when you're on a road trip.
It is, and I think whilst we're actually sitting in here, it feels like a good time to talk through some of the different modes, the models and options that are available in the new Countryman as well.
Yeah, so as you said at the top of this show, we're sitting in the new electric model, but it does come as a combustion model if you wanted to. And they're both available as a John Cooper Works Model 2.
That's good.
You'll probably see some images of that car on these screens at some point behind us.
Now there's 3 different trims that you can choose from as well. There's the Classic, Exclusive and Sport. The John Cooper Works Edition is the most powerful.
Yep.
And it really dials up the performance as well, offering 300 horsepower and 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds as well for even sharper handling.
Well, there's a lot of information there, okay, and I'm sure you guys have got plenty of questions, so don't be afraid. Send them in to us on the chat now, and in the meantime, we'll try and answer a couple that have already come in.
And don't forget, you've still got plenty of time to enter the competition as well to win that weekend drive with the new MINI Countryman, as well as £150 worth of Mini merchandise. Tell us, what is the name of the white paint colour? And you just need to click the link in the chat to answer.
Right, we've got questions, Amanda.
Okay, so the first question that's come in, can you give us an example of when you would change the modes?
Okay, so, you know, if you put it in green mode when you were trying to maximize your range and get the most economy out of the car. Balance mode, for example, is probably a good balance for motorway driving. It's about calming, more relaxing drive, for example. And then go-kart sharpens everything up, like you said, in the car, which makes it give you the maximum performance possible.
Absolutely. And then there are the engine options as well. Another question, what are the options, engine options?
Yeah. Engine options, so you've got 2 petrol versions and 2 fully electric models. If you option the S or SE or John Cooper Works, you get the all-4 all-wheel drive system. So in an electric car, that's 2 electric motors, one at the front, one at the back. That gives you extra grip and dynamism across all different surfaces.
Well, that's it. I don't know if we've got
Oh, and the
any
piston engine, of course, if you go for that, that's a 2-litre turbocharged.
Okay, tell us a little bit more about the different trim levels as well, because we've talked about the 3 trim levels. There's classic, exclusive and sport.
Yeah, okay, so the classic style takes Mini's iconic look and premium heritage with a specific 2-tone textile interior design. Exclusive has a more modern, sophisticated detail to it and features vibrant silver detailing. And finally, the sport version, which is the range topping one that we got here, has a more aggressive John Cooper Works body kit and interior, racy interior design. Each style has its own choice of exterior colours as well, and wheel choices, as well as upholstery.
Well, that was it. You've now met your new Mini. That's all we've got time for, I'm afraid. But you can, of course, visit the link below and you can click and configure or even pre-order your new Mini Countryman. From me, Amanda Stretton, from him, Johnny Smith. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed getting to know the car, and we will see you soon. Take care.